suffering so much from my negative thoughts while I'm playing. I think it's so hard for me to really analyze that. Hey dear people, here I'm back with a question that I got, and the question is, do you find making YouTube videos has made your practice more purposeful and efficient, or is the content creation at odds with your musical practice? And I find this a very good question. That's why I want to answer it here today. And my first thought was, it interferes a lot with my practice session and actually change it around quite a bit because it needs so much time. I don't have a lot of time. I'm also a mother and I also have to teach to make a living, and the time that I have left is really designated to making my YouTube video and also Patreon videos. So I'm making 2 videos per week. That's a lot of work. I'm obsessing about the content. I want to film or practice or teach something that interests me and you, the audience, at the same time, so that I don't burn out. And also, if I'm bored with the stuff that I'm presenting, it's just no good, I think. And so this is a lot of my thinking goes to content creation, Googling keywords, if it makes any sense, what I want to film, because sometimes I'm thinking it's the greatest idea and the video just like nobody watches it, and the next day I'm thinking I hate this video, I'm thinking about deleting it, and it takes off. So I basically never know how a video is going to perform. And yeah, so I have to set up everything in my room. I always take a different angle because I really want to experiment. I also still trying to learn about the camera and recording settings, and in the beginning it was just like more or less it needed to work. That's the most, I just needed it, that it recorded the audio somehow and the video, and now I'm tweaking it step by step, obsessing about the white balance, obsessing about the equalizer and the noise gate, but not really having the time to go deep into it, because every of those objects or subjects you can go in for the rest of your life, right? And then of course I have to edit it, and I can edit it in 1 hour, or I can edit it in 7 days. And then I have to publish it, and then I should advertise it. And I really hate to advertise this because I don't have the time to like do that. So I do sort of an advertising for my YouTube videos. But this all takes really up a lot of time. And yes, so not so much time for the guitar anymore. So, but on the other hand, I'm recording myself, and this is very interesting. When I started recording myself on the smartphone, you can watch one of my old videos. I had so many ideas how that should be, and I was so nervous. I really always felt my heart rate going up. This doesn't happen so much anymore. I'm still excited to film, but I'm not so nervous anymore. And I just like started 6 years ago, like recording more or less 1 video per week. So this is my schedule. It has become like a habit, and this is very helpful for me because I find the moment I don't publish a video once a week, I am starting to like thinking so much about the next video. I'm getting so much into my perfectionist mindset that it's getting harder and harder for me to record one, right? But if I have to publish one, I just tell myself very often, like, doesn't matter if the video is good, it matters that you publish it. And that's the way it goes for me, right? So in the beginning, I wasn't used to seeing myself talk on camera and speaking English. I know that I have a German accent, and I'm sure I'm misusing a lot of words. Yeah, but that's just the way it is. And I really suffered watching myself. I'm still suffering a lot watching myself on camera, especially if I don't only film the upper part of me. Because I'm not used to it, and you can really kill yourself with the wrong angle. I learned it the hard way. If you're recording yourself in the wrong angle, you can look so terrible. Also, the lighting is very important. So now I have 2 white lights, soft boxes, and the camera is at least at the same level as my eyes or higher. So that helps with the good looking. And there are many tricks how you can look good or not so good. But I'm thinking the question is more about the playing. So Yeah, that's a very tricky question because first of all, I understood that I think the biggest thing was that I have always been suffering so much from my negative thoughts while I'm playing. I think it's so hard for me to really analyze that, but I think I'm not having so many negative thoughts anymore, and I'm not stressed out so much anymore because I am having the feedback of seeing myself playing all the time. And that's so strange because I think people might relate to it. If you play, it can be that really like negative emotions overwhelm you, like this didn't sound right, this wasn't in time, and blah blah blah. But then if you watch yourself later on screen, of course you can't see the emotions that you had in your head anymore. And just yesterday I recorded myself on all the things you are for a Patreon video, and I was just thinking all the time, I hate what I'm playing because I've been playing stuff that I've been playing for years, right? And that annoys me, of course, because I know so well what I'm playing there. And then I listened back to it and I thought, wow, it actually sounds really good. And also one thing that I realized is that I stopped too early with my improvisations or don't improvise long enough, because this talk in my head gets so loud that it stops me from going on. And so I got really used to, so you know, when you play and somebody's watching you really like closely, that happens a lot to me on sessions, that like a saxophone player would stand really close to me and really look on my fingers while I'm playing, and that would really like throw me off out of my game, because I think people like how I play probably, but then they look really like so closely and it's just too close to me. And I get this intrusion in my head and can't really play anymore. Still going on playing, but in my head there's a lot of stress. And I think also only the camera, this one eye sort of with the many eyes behind it, I train to be a little bit cooler because I'm doing it so often. So if you're having any negative thoughts or troubles, maybe you record yourself too, just do it. I mean, everybody can really set up a camera. It can be a smartphone, and you don't need to publish it, but just to see yourself how you play. It's really interesting because there's also positive stuff that will emerge that you didn't realize, because when you're playing, you're in a different position than when you're watching yourself play. And also, of course, the sound is different. And other than that, with all the tutorials that I did, I was really aware that I repeat so much stuff, which is just human, I guess, but I'm trying not to repeat so much stuff, and I had to think so much about what people could know, what people wouldn't know, and how would I get them. I think that sort of also influenced my teaching style, because I'm really trying to be very aware if the people that I'm talking to, the student, if he understands or if she understands what I'm saying, and then, or if they're very nervous, and then I'm backpedaling and trying to find the space where I can work with the person. I'm trying to do that online too, which is of course a little bit different because everybody's on a different level. So basically I'm learning a lot about myself. It's a little bit like therapy for myself. Also, I learned a lot from all new subscribers in the comments, still learning. And yes, but on the other hand, the comments, that's also can be tricky. I have a lot of positive comments and people always applaud my soloing, which I really like. But also the other day I saw another channel with a guitar player with a terrible sound and couldn't play at all, in my opinion. And people also found it very cool. So I have to take it with a grain of salt. And also, I just watched a JD Beck video where he's playing a very cool, very laid-back groove on a tune that I'm working on. It's Pilot. I'm going to make a video on this tune, and it's a very reduced, minimalistic 6/8 groove, and it's very laid-back, so freaking cool. But then people in the comment section wrote like, I can play that too. I expected something more complicated, complex from him. What is he doing there? And then I thought, oh my God, they don't get it at all right, because the reality of being a musician and being on stage is really different. And I'm really trying to combine both and not only be a musician in front of the camera, but on stage. So that brings me to my next point, which, how did I practice before YouTube? So before YouTube and before the birth of my daughter, I practiced really a lot, like 3 to 4 hours each day, and I had a practice journal. I would go to the music school for peace of mind and change of rooms, which is great, and I would like just practice a lot of standards, practice a lot of improvisation, go out and play on jazz sessions, and really connect with my guitar, because there's a special feeling that I get when I'm practicing enough that can go away like 1-2 days later if I don't practice. And I really always practice like this, but I also was very, very frustrated and very depleted, and had sometimes a really hard time motivating myself, because with jazz, right, you play the solo and then it's gone. So I never had like a real product. I don't have a lot of recordings of myself either. So this has changed with YouTube as well, because now I can go back, or you can go back and watch my old videos, and it's really interesting for me to watch them, how I play, and with the distance, with the time that has passed, I can hear stuff that I wouldn't normally play. So this is very educational for me. So, and then I started making YouTube videos. I first of all was so occupied with all the stuff that I had to learn that I practiced no guitar at all anymore. But then I had this Chopin video that you might know of the blues. I practiced that for 3 months. I polished it to the last note. I wanted to be it perfect, and then I recorded it. And that was my approach in the beginning, that I would think like, it has to be perfect. Everything I'm publishing has to be perfect. Like, this is the school of thought that I come from, right? That's my generation. Like, only the really good stuff gets published on a record. You get a record deal. It has to be very good if you present it, because it's this set of mind. Like, if I publish something on YouTube, it would be like I would be on television, right? Like on German television. And this is how it was in my brain. I now understand that that works completely different. And then I got into, I don't know, most of the time just the most important thing was just going on with YouTube. I am discussing every year with myself if I should continue making YouTube videos. So in the beginning of the year, I tell myself, do you want to continue or not? And then I say like, yes. And then the goal is just to publish 1 video a week. And this is difficult enough. Family gets ill, life happens, and this is my focus. And I have to say, practicing is then very goal-oriented to the next video that I'm making. And I let go of perfectionism. I know that sounds really stupid. But I think I can play much better than I do in many of my videos, because I just don't have the time to prepare myself more. Also, I'm sitting here in my apartment, and with the 3rd take at least, I'm thinking, Tina, you have to stop now, because you're driving your neighbors insane. So lately I started recording myself directly plugged into the sound card using some, like, what is it called? Amp simulators, but I'm not really happy with them. But that gave me the freedom in some of the videos that I just published to really play for a long time and have one intruding thought, the thought of disturbing other people, not in my head, and that helped me a lot. So I would say I would lower my expectations and still publish stuff. But then on the other hand, this really like more intimate connection with the guitar has been suffering a little bit, because it really became like a tool. I'm happy that I practiced so many years that I just can take it and probably always play something. But it really sort of went in the direction of a tool and where's the guitar and let's play, you know, but not like sitting down, really listening and really getting into the music. And so I have been very frustrated those last weeks and months. That's maybe why I really want to answer this question. And one of the reasons for my frustration is a little bit annoying, is because I got so freaking addicted to the YouTube Studio app. That's where you can see your data, right? You can see how video performs, how many clicks, how many hours does somebody watch, or minutes, watch a video, all those metrics. And I was obsessing over them, having the smartphone in my hands most of the times, and also only thinking about how I can push my channel further. 2 reasons. First of all, I had a video really not go viral, but for my feeling it worked out pretty well. It went up to 30,000 clicks in like some weeks, and that was really crazy to see what the algorithm can do for you if it works, or if you bring it to work, however. And the other thing is that I got monetized and that you get a check every month from YouTube if you earn at least 70 like euro or dollars a month. But if you're below that threshold, they sort of save it up and then you get the money the next month. So I was really like striving to have at least this money come in every month, but it's hard. And I tell you, the algorithm or the studio app is really mean because everything fluctuates every day. So I'm earning a different amount every day, right? Because it always reacts to how many views I get and everything. And that is really bad. And so just stop watching this stupid app, at least this app. I think the online version is better, right? And it has really also, and I think that really drove me crazy. I realized after a time, but after a long time, how stupid this fucking app is, because it only always takes care or takes in account your last 10 videos. And there's a lot of stuff in it that doesn't really help you make better videos. And it is supposedly made to make you addicted, so that really worked very well with me. And so now I deleted it. And so last chapter of this video, now I deleted the app and I'm restricting my smartphone time very much again. I put it away the entire weekend, and now I'm trying to just really use it when I need it. So I blocked the App Store, so my boyfriend has the code to the App Store, so I can't download the stuff, sounding like a complete addict, right? And then I'm also trying not to have the computer running all the time. So basically I'm really allowing myself 1 or 2 times to check my phone and the computer, but then that's it. And what did I do? I started reading a book. I read The Belcher from Sylvia Plath this weekend. It's a really good book. And also I started practicing again. And now I'm getting back to this feeling, what I talked about. But also, you know, it's so, everybody, it's such a complicated discussion, because we all need to make a living, right? Practicing the guitar doesn't give you any money directly, right? Maybe for jazz guitar player it really never gives you a lot of money, but it makes me so happy, and it's really like my soul really needs me to sit down without the camera and just play some chords. It makes me so happy. So practicing and meditating, those 2 things make me really a better person. And yes, we just have to understand that stuff that doesn't, you know, also show up in numbers, like with the algorithm. I don't know if that influences me. How can you measure anything like in music, right? It's very hard, and it's also not the right approach. And just like stopped me from doing the stuff that I love. And I think we all know that, how we sometimes, it's strange, forbid ourselves to do the stuff that makes us happy, and we are the only persons who can do that, right? And then we go down this road, and the further down we go away from it, what makes us happy, sometimes the harder it is going back to it. And it's so easy, because sometimes the stuff that makes us the most happy is really the free stuff. You know, like going out in nature, having a walk, playing the guitar. That makes me happy. So this was a very long-winded answer. I don't know if it's helpful, but I would really appreciate it if you would share your thoughts about social media, making YouTube videos, practicing the guitar in the comments below, because I find it's a very, very important subject, as you wrote. Bye.